Is I shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh I lie down in a green pastures. Him leadeth I beside still water them. Him restoreth I soul. Him leadeth I in another part of righteousness for him name's sake. Yea! Though I rasta, I go walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I can't fear no evil. For thy rod and thy staff them comforted I and I. Who prepare a table before I. In the presence of our enemy them. Who anointed I head with no oil. Me cup runneth over. Surely, goodness and mercy, I go follow I. All the days of my life, me I go dwell in the house of the Lord God. Ja, abaka baka shaka baka baka I. Ababa janai I sata sata. Ruba ruba I of Ethiopia tanaka tanaka. Oh lekaya shuk lot of Ethiopia. Who lick light by day and lick darkness by night. Abaka shaka shaka baka baka shaka shaka I. How ma uso bolisa adanu water e was simply a four. How atanyu mo oh you waladon. This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushonemo, where we speak truth to power. Now here we don't criticize, but if we must, it would only be on one condition: to build and not to destroy. That is why we keep saying we are in the service of God and country. Again, here we are not neutral. And we have never claimed to be, because we are not. Yes, we are not. We have actually taken sides. The side of the truth. That is why we are affectionately called the headquarters of the truth. And my name, Black Rasta. Now in every traditional African home there is a black pot. And each time this black pot sits on the fire, there is something super sumptuous cooking. Ingredients of so many different types, shapes and sizes, aromas and even flavors. Put aside all their differences and relocate into the black pot, where they are subjected to some really good amount of heating. At the end of the day, they produce sumptuous food in all its palatability for the nourishment of the family in its whole entirety. That is what we literally do here. We pick up ideas from all walks of life, all and sundry, the rank and file of our people, right from the crowns of their heads all the way down to the soles of their feet, and subject these ideas to some crucial forensic scrutiny, right after which we tease out the creme de la creme of all these ideas and use that for the development of our people, our continent, our land. This is the headquarters of the truth. This is the domicile of the truth. This is the address of the truth. This is the jungle of the truth, the habitat of the truth, the hometown of the truth. This is the bedroom of the truth. In fact, this is the truth. It's the Black Pot, aka Kukushonemo. And here we speak truth to power. Remember, this is the Black Empire Media. Yes, and I'm happy to say we are live on YouTube. We are also live on Facebook. You would also find us on Instagram. Right there on X, formerly called Twitter. We are live on Khaled and on TikTok. We keep ticking and talking with the gracious hands of patriotism. This is the Black Pot. Our numbers are scrolling on the screen. Pick up the numbers and do business with us. Maybe you have a story you want us to follow up on. We are more than just excited to do that. Oh, in the service of God and country for absolutely free. This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushonemo, where we speak truth to power. Come here. Now watch this. If you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, I invite you to hit on the subscription button. Right after that, on the notification bell, so that each time we are on, you will be reminded, with all respect, to join. This is the Blakk Pot, aka Kukushonamo. Please recommend us to family and friends. At the same time, like the show so many more people can be attracted to this one here. Today we have a number of very interesting stories, some exclusives. Remember, this is the home of exclusives, and we are proudly so. My brother, my sister, this is the headquarters of the truth. Absolutely. Hey, at this point, let me just say thank you so much to our sponsors. Listen, turn every single shower into a royal experience with Tesori Doriente. Hey, this is the shower gel. In fact, it has gone beyond the shower gel. Italian technology coupled with African raw materials, giving you that premium quality, and above all, made most affordable. Pour a little bit of the shower gel in the middle of your palm. Shake the bath water. Watch how the foam rises into a rich ladder. Hey, allow it to nourish your skin through the pores. Hey, it is also an insect repellent. And above all, it gives you the smell of the Garden of Eden. 48 hours after one bath, you are still smelling as if you just hugged Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden. Hey, are you going for an interview? You need Tesori Doriente. Hey, do people tell you once in a while that they feel you are a little sweaty? Tesori Doriente. Hey, there's a new guy in town. You need to show him levels. Hey, area mama, go get it. Tesori Doriente. Hey, there is a new chick in town. You want to show this lady that you are top notch. Tesori Doriente. Hey, it comes in several different fragrances, not flavors, because these are natural. The Ikigai, the Karma, the Royal Oud. Hey, we have the Persian Dream. We also have, oh, my very favorite, the Forest Therapy. Check them out. Which one is your favorite? Lord God have mercy. I also love the Royal Oud. My brother, my sister, Tesori Doriente is soft, it is smooth, it is silky, and its long-lasting oriental fragrance takes you closer to heaven. For bulk purchases and inquiries, talk to Daddy Ash Limited, the proud distributor of Tesori Doriente, on 0244 772599. This is Tesori Doriente. And we want to say thank you so much. We appreciate you. It's the Blakk Pot, aka Kukushonamo, where we speak truth to power. We are also sponsored by the kind courtesy of Millennium Insurance. My brother, it's not every insurance that is an assurance. Some insurance may pretend to cover you like a plaster, but it's ultimately a disaster. That is why I am recommending Millennium Insurance to you. And the tagline is your trustworthy partner. My brother, hey, what are you talking about? Listen, with Millennium Insurance, we make the unusual happen. When it comes to claims, we are quick to give that to you because we want you back on the right footing so that we'll continue our friendship. When other companies are pussyfooting and stonewalling, we make sure that we treat you good and you are back on your feet in times of calamity. Because nobody is a preserve of calamity. Oh yes, volcanoes. We are talking about earthquakes. We are talking about tsunamis, fires, floods. In these conditions, be assured, Millennium Insurance is in full control. Are you traveling outside the country? You need travel insurance. Millennium Travel Insurance will take you in and bring you back safely. Oh my God. Do you have a car that you need a certain policy for? Yes, you need an insurance policy for your car. Is it third party? Or is it comprehensive? Maybe you want to insure your vehicle against fires, burglary, and so on and so forth. Millennium Insurance. We have more. Please check our sales portal at sales.millenniuminsurancegh.com. And everything is everything Oh, Millennium Insurance is your trustworthy partner. Yes, trustworthy partner. And our numbers are on the screen. Pick up the numbers and talk to us. We have offices dotted all over Ghana. Millennium Insurance is your trustworthy partner. At this point, I want to say thank you so much to our sponsors. Your advert can also be here. It will be seen all over the world. We are the biggest online when it comes to Pan-Africanism and patriotism, and proudly so, all because of you. We thank you. We appreciate you. Please make us bigger and make the message stronger. Subscribe to the channel and hit on the notification bell. Yes, we invite you to also recommend us to family and friends. Share the broadcast now. Action time. 5 stories. And you know how I do it. Story number 1. Watch this, my youths. SEDINA TAMAKLOE lied. I never knew about any sickness. And this is GODFRED dummy. It's all over Ghana. That SEDINA TAMAKLOE, who just got extradited right into our country after stealing close to 90 million Ghana cedis during her term as the boss of Blakk, in charge of medium and small loans for the betterment of our country folk and beyond. She pocketed this money, grew fat on stolen money, and when it was time for reckoning, she got to court. And then before the trial could start, she wrote telling the judge that she was sick and she needed 2 weeks off the case so she could go out there and recuperate in America. My brother, my sister, no doctor in Ghana was qualified and fit to take care of her sickness. She needed the American expertise. She flew out of the country, probably with stolen money. Whilst majority of the people that she stole from still stayed in this country and died in our poorest hospitals. This is SEDINA TAMAKLOE, a she thief. With all disrespect, this woman had the opportunity to become the CEO of the NYA, National Youth Authority. And when Mahama believed so much in her, he decided to put her where there was money. A micro bank of the nation, Blakk. And she was in charge of the medium loans and the small loans. In fact, there was a fire at Kantamanto Market, one of the biggest markets we have here in Accra. My brother, my sister, the president took sympathy and decided that all the market women who had their property, in fact, infernoed, should at least be given some kind of relief in terms of small loans and some such things. She decided to pocket all the money and gave bits and pieces, less than 10% of what she was supposed to give in some cases. And the women continued to cry. She pocketed the rest of the money and did business with the money, sometimes even collecting interest on the money that belonged to the state for herself. Her assistant was jailed. I'm told he came out of jail after serving his term. But she decided to take a 2-week leave. The court waited. 2 weeks became 6 months. 6 months became 1 year. 1 year became 2 years. 2 years became 3 years. Until it was 5 years. And even with that, she was not ready to return home. Hey! She didn't want to come home to face justice. The court got very angry and decided to trial her in absentia. And boom, she was given 10 years in prison. She didn't care. She was out there for 5 years until the authorities decided to bring her by the nose. They wrote to the American authorities asking, because Ghana has a cordial extradition relationship with the United States of America, and asked for her to be brought home in extradition. The U.S. Marshals don't play. They picked her up like a sack of cassava and then threw her into Ghana a couple of days in extradition ago. My brother, my sister, as we speak, she has been handed over to the prison authorities so she could start her 10-year sentence. But it looks like there's a propaganda going around. Now, the lawyers of this pretty woman, SEDINA TAMAKLOE, have come out to say that, you know what? This lady was so sick. And even the Attorney General at the time, GODFRED, knew that she was very, very sick. GODFRED, my brother, my sister, was the Attorney General at the time. This is GODFRED. And he knew that she was sick. And the headlines are all over. My brother, my sister, Ghana, right now as we speak, that GODFRED knew that this lady was sick. Well, when we saw the news headlines and read the story, we quickly had to call GODFRED to find out if he actually knew that SEDINA was sick at the time she asked for the 2-week leave. In fact, GODFRED was most angry. This was the first time I was speaking with the gentleman. My brother, my sister, he started off by telling me, Blakk Rasta, you have said a few things about me that were unfair to me. But today, that's not why you called me, so I won't go into that. And I told him, I always want to be on the side of the truth and justice. If you think that we have said something that did not represent you in the land of the truth, I am ready to apologize and do a rejoinder that puts you in the right light of the truth. I am most embarrassed if I meet 1 or 2 people and they tell me, oh, you told a story about me which wasn't the truth wholly. It hardly happens because this is the headquarters of the truth. Well, GODFRED and I sat down to talk about this issue. And he told me point blank, Blakk Rasta, I don't want to be recorded because tomorrow I'm going to release a press release. Now we are giving you the press release before it even comes out tomorrow. Remember where you heard it first. GODFRED said, it is not true. He didn't know about any sickness of this woman called SEDINA. And he thinks that this is propaganda by the NDC to set SEDINA free. GODFRED said, listen, from when the NDC came into power, they have been playing with this nolly prosequi. They have set Dr. Opuni free. They have set Dr. Dufour free. And some other people using that wild animal called nolly prosequi. And this is what they want to do. That is why this propaganda is already coming up. Now we have to spend millions to go out there and bring SEDINA by the nose. Only for us to be playing with that animal called nolly prosequi. My brother, my sister, it will be terrible times if this is what is truly going on. But GODFRED said, he was not even written to as the Attorney General at the time to be told that SEDINA was not well. She rather wrote to the court asking for 2 weeks to go out there and recuperate. And once she was given that chance, she ran away from justice. And for him, this woman should go through the rigors of the law. She should go through the 10 years in hard labor and even more for fooling the nation, disrespecting the courts, and making the nation look like a caricature in the face of justice. My brother, my sister, is SEDINA playing tricks? Her party, the NDC, is in power. Is NDC going to come out with the flying colors of integrity? Now that the NDC has already been fingered in the case of Dr. Opuni and also in the case of Dr. Dufour, is SEDINA going to be set free? In fact, it will delve this country into the abyss of confusion. It is going to hurt the legacy of John Dramani Mahama should this woman be allowed to walk. Already the NPP is out in the gallery, giving the precedence that Dr. Opuni was set free, and then also Dr. Dufour was set free using the same nollie prosequi. And the NPP is beginning to think that this woman's case is going to be the same. I will be hurt if that happens. Because this was a woman who did not even have any respect for the NDC, her own party. Decided never to return to the country. We had to spend millions, engage the U.S. Marshals, engage paperwork, engage time and energy to be able to force her into this country. President John Dramani Mahama, with all love and respect, Mr. President, I am an ardent supporter of your legacy. I love you, and you know that. I know that you love the rule of law. But the precedences are one too many to add this one to the controversy. Let her do her full term. 10 years in prison. She has disrespected this nation enough. I don't like to go the other way. Mr. President, if you don't listen to this, a lot of Ghanaian voices are going to rise against you. The NDC, and please mark my words, will lose the next election if they play with this woman's case. If the NDC plays with the case of SEDINA Tamakloe, they would lose the next case. The High Court decided to dish out 10 years of incarceration for her. If she has anything at all to say, there is an appeal court. I don't know how that works. When this person was forced into the country, should we not already start punishing her as a fugitive? Whatever it is, Mr. President, I love you too much to let a thieving idiot drag your whole integrity into the gutters. Can I say it again? Mr. President, you have achieved too much to allow a certain shameless, idiotic thief to make you lose your integrity. It's not worth it. To SEDINA, come here. Bring her here. Come here. Watch this. You. While the whole nation is clamoring to have more women represent in government, Mahama squeezing himself dry to have more women represent in government. This attitude of yours, thieving attitude of yours, do you think is an encouragement for women's participation and representation in any political setting? God will punish you, this woman. You have let the nation down, and you will go in for 10 years. You will eat the gari and all those things that are Thai and the rest are eating. My prayer is that you will learn a good lesson. Dash is the Black Pot, aka Kukushonemo, where we speak truth to power. And to Godfred, Dame, bring him here. Come here. Now, you see how you are vocal and talking about some of these things and the rule of law and justice. When you were Attorney General, we had your case with Jakpa, the recordings, even Opuni. For all those years, you were not able to put Opuni away. But the moment the NDC came and said, you know what? These people have been there all these years. They couldn't put away Opuni. It means they have no case. Nolly prosequi, go. And you see that as a precedence of injustice. Can I ask, Why couldn't you, all these years, put away Opuni? The 8 years you were in power. How many years did you have to deal with this case? You couldn't, all the time, send Opuni away. Number 2, Godfred Dami, with all respect, my brother, the case of Dufour, why couldn't you put him away? Atuforsen, why couldn't you put him away? From the tapes that we heard, you were under pressure to forcibly incarcerate after prosecution all these people for political points. If that was true, then you were chasing a flying bird as a dog. Hey! When we look at some of these cases, we are tempted to say that the new Attorney General was right in a way to put Opuni aside, Dufour aside, because these people, for all the time they were in power, they couldn't jail these people. They couldn't convict them. Look at Jakpa. In the case of Atuforsen, look at the embarrassing tape that came out. All 8 years. If you had anything substantial to hand over to the courts and put them away, your party was in power, you couldn't do it. A new Attorney General comes and you believe that this one should be able to do the magic and jail them. Let us be true to our words. Are we playing politics with the people of Ghana? Are we true to the motto, freedom and justice? Or we are just in there for our selfish needs and wants? Posterity will judge us so harshly. Dash is the black pot, aka Kukushonemo, where we speak truth to power. Story number 2. Watch this. Nigeria finally retaliates brutally to South African xenophobia. Nigeria is undoubtedly one of the biggest economies of the world. Nigeria is undoubtedly the biggest economy alongside South Africa and maybe the Seychelles, right here in Africa. No business in Africa thrives without that dirty finger of Nigeria in there. And I'm speaking tongue in cheek. Much as Nigeria comes with some flavor that might not be most palatable, consider Nigeria as the necessary evil. Nigeria has had so many countries in the world come down on her and mistreat its citizens, partly because of how some of its citizens behave. When you go to Zimbabwe, everyone is crying that Nigerians are criminals in the country. You come to Ghana, Ghanaians used to have so much respect for every Nigerian, and I'm choosing my words most carefully. Every Nigerian. Ghanaians started to speak with the Nigerian accent. That was how much they loved Nigerians. The Nigerian movies also did the magic. Ghanaians even started dating Nigerians all over the place. And it was an endorsement of Nigeria. Unfortunately, wherever Nigerians were accepted, wicked things started. 419 became the order of the day. For the first time, we heard about a certain animal called 419. Nigerian origination. Better still, Nigerian origins. We heard about Yahoo. We heard, my brother, my sister, about so many other things. It looks like A lot of these Nigerians, when they wake up, whilst people are praying for good health, they are praying for more tricks to steal from people who have accepted them nicely into their bosom. Anytime I say this, it hurts me because I love Nigeria beyond myself. Can I go deeper? Now watch this. My mentor, Raskimono, was Nigerian. I grew up on Nigerian music. And there's nothing that will separate my love with Nigeria. Having established that. But a lot of Nigerians do not believe in patriotism. They talk down their own country. They are not ready to contribute to the development of their own country. They have the money, instead of investing in their country, they travel to other countries and invest there. The average Nigerian is not even confident and proud enough to say he's Nigerian because the name of the country is totally destroyed. This is the time to own up. This is the time to put all shoulders to the wheel and say, you know what? Yes, we messed up along the line, but who doesn't? We are ready to build our fatherland. They don't say motherland, they say fatherland. We can't let the work of all these great people in Nigeria, Chinua Achebe, Wole Soyinka, and the great leaders, Nnamdi Azikiwe, aka Zix, and many more, go in vain, wash away into the drains. That having been said, let us go into the South African thing. In every country, Nigerians are mistreated and treated like rags. And it hurts me. That is why Nigerians cannot even own up and say they are Nigerians. Nigerian clubs are not patronized because of the bad name. Nobody wants their daughter to get near Nigerians. If you see a daughter sneaking out to a Nigerian, it's because of the quality of the sex. All other things are negative. But we cannot continue, my brother, my sister, to parade ourselves as gigolos. Can I repeat that word? We can't. We can't continue parading ourselves as gigolos for us to get a certain acceptance. Nigeria is bigger than just sex. Nigeria is bigger than just amala. Nigeria is bigger than just akara and ogbono. Well, in South Africa, they chase Nigerians on the street. If it's a Ghanaian, you might get one slap. If it's a Nigerian, you get 1,000,000 slaps. In South Africa, they started targeting Nigerians long before this madness escalated. The spirit of Ubuntu died. And Nigeria has been watching this from afar. Nigeria has finally reacted. First and foremost, let me take you through BBC. BBC has brought out a report on how Nigeria has finally decided to go to South Africa with an aircraft to bring home Nigerians. My brother, my sister, again, Nigeria is angry. Thirdly, I will tell you why. Nigeria is ready.
Our citizens are being harassed.
How is Nigeria going to retaliate? What is Nigeria going to do? Remember, we told you, it's the biggest economy, undoubtedly, in Africa, alongside South Africa, Seychelles. Let's go to BBC. Pick up this message quickly, but we'll tell you more. Watch this.
Our citizens are being harassed. Their properties are being looted. Criminal actions are perpetuated on our citizens. The police refuse to do anything.
South Africa's migrant crisis is now triggering an international response. Nigeria has approved 5 evacuation flights to bring home citizens caught up in growing anti-foreigner tensions, and more than 500 Nigerians have already been screened for return, with the first flights now expected to leave on Wednesday. The crisis has also prompted actions from other African countries. Malawi has repatriated 171 citizens from Mossel Bay, while Zimbabwe has brought home dozens of its nationals. Ghana has already evacuated hundreds of its citizens.
The repatriation is on course. Mr. President himself has reiterated the fact that this aircraft must come to South Africa, and our citizens who are imperiled will have the chance of getting on this aircraft to be brought back to their country.
Facing mounting criticism, South African President Cyril Ramaphosa announced new measures to crack down on illegal migration. But he also urged South Africans not to take the law into their own hands, insisting that there is no space for xenophobia in the country.
No other person is allowed, for example, to confront someone in the street, in the pathways of our country, to demand proof of identity.
Nigeria, however, says the response has not gone far enough.
The South African government has not come out strongly, firmly enough to condemn these incidents. This is a decision that has to be taken at the highest level of government, but it's not off the table.
The minister was responding to questions about possible retaliatory measures against South Africa. As evacuation efforts continue, pressure is growing on Pretoria to reassure foreign nationals.
How can people say they are having a peaceful demonstration with sticks and clubs and spears and shields? In which civilized nation do we have people claiming to be marching peacefully with weapons? Are you fighting demons? Unseen demons? Operation Didula, headed by that demon who recently got a car for demonizing African people. Nkosikona Fakela Mbadabandaba. That's his name. And of course, the march for march, or march to march, or march from march, whatever march it is must be marched. And that lady is there, Jacinta Ngobese Zuma. They are a disgrace to the spirit of Ubuntu. My brother, this was what the Foreign Affairs Minister of Nigeria said. And that woman is a very powerful woman. She's pretty, isn't she? She was once a beauty queen. My brother, my sister, and this woman here has worked very hard to put Nigeria on the map. She's not just beautiful facially, she is also beautiful upstairs. And she got promoted to where she is now by the president of Nigeria, who himself has drug trafficking tax hovering around him like flies. I want you to get to know this woman better. Come here. Run the dossier and watch this. Her name is Bianca Odumegu Ojuku. In fact, her name is Onu or Ono. In other words, before she got married, she was called Bianca Ono. But she got married to Odumegu Ojuku, and she dropped her father's name. That is what we mean by name. In fact, it's from the French word naître, which means to be born. Okay? Jesus have mercy. She is a prominent Nigerian lawyer, diplomat, and politician, and former beauty queen who serves as Nigeria's Minister of Foreign Affairs. She was born into an influential political family. She has spent decades in the public eye, evolving from a national pageant champion into one of Nigeria's top international diplomats. Hey, beauty with purpose. She was born on August 5 in 1968 in Ngo, Enugu State in Nigeria. In fact, she is the daughter of Chief Christian Ono, a famous lawyer who served as the governor of the old Anambra State. And when we talk about Anambra State, we remember Anini, the dangerous armed robber who brought Nigeria to a huge standstill. Anambra State. Now, growing up around him exposed her to politics early in her life. She attended school, in fact, high school in the UK, including St. Andrew's College in Cambridge. She studied law at the University of Buckingham. Earning her LLB degree, she later completed her training at the Nigerian Law School and was officially called to the Nigerian bar, not beer bar, as a lawyer. She holds a master's degree in international relations and diplomacy from Alfonso X Sabio University in Spain. Before her political career, she was famous for her beauty and grace. And in 1988, oh Lord, she won the most beautiful girl in Nigeria, NBGN pageant. She went on to win Miss Africa, listen, and made history as the first African to win the Miss Intercontinental title. Dodo Shegedamboroba. And she got married to Dim Chukwu Emeka Odumegu Ojukwu. In 1994, I was only 20 years. The famous leader of the Igbo people and the former president of Biafra. Do you know the history of Biafra? The moment I saw Odumegu Ojukwu, I knew where we're going. This was the leader of Biafra. The man, my brother, my sister, who wanted a secession, a breakaway from the rest of Nigeria, for reasons that we have talked about over and over. In fact, the whole Biafra dream was crushed down. And that's for another day. Hey, it was a terrible time in the history of Nigeria. Hundreds of thousands of people died. People ate human flesh in order to survive in the hunger and famine. We don't want to remember the atrocities. Husband and wife, their relationship was highly talked about because she was much older. In fact, he was much older than her. Much older. They remained married until his death in 2011. She remains a fierce protector of his political legacy. Yes, the guy was older, much older. So much. Baby, too much. But she saw some light in the guy. She wanted to be part of that revolution. She herself was from a rich, prominent family. But she put aside all that and joined Odumegu Ojukwu, Chukwu Emeka Dim. Dodo, flip. She transitioned from law and business into high-level government roles. Yes, and when Goodluck Jonathan was in power, he named her Senior Special Assistant on Diaspora Affairs in 2011. Same year, Chukwu Emeka Dim died. She served as Nigeria's ambassador to Ghana. Are you here? Abi, you here? Ghana's landscape received her so well. She saw the diplomacy. She graced us with her beauty as ambassador of Nigeria to Ghana. And when she was leaving to become ambassador to the Kingdom of Spain, where she schooled, we didn't like it. She spoke fluently and beautifully. But on a mission, you have no choice to stay at one place. when the demand comes for movement. She is a top leader and board member of the All Progressives Grand Alliance, APGA, a major political party in Nigeria's east. This is the person we are talking about. And the president of Nigeria, Bola Tinubu, appointed her as Minister of State for Foreign Affairs and later promoted her to the senior role of Minister of Foreign Affairs, making her the country's top diplomat. This is the woman we are talking about. Can I tell you a few of her achievements in this role? Do you want to know? This is the woman we are talking about who is ready to set fire on South Africa. Diplomacy has failed. She believes that it is now time to unleash horror on South Africa for xenophobia. Run the dossier. Watch this. Bianca Odumegu Ojukwu is the person we've talked about. She's Nigeria's current top diplomat. She coordinated the urgent airlifting of hundreds of Nigerians back home from Johannesburg following a rise in xenophobic attacks against foreign nationals. So Nigerians have started coming home from South Africa, as Ghana did earlier. Now they are doing it. Flip. Watch this. And in Ethiopia, watch what she did. She traveled to Addis Ababa to finalize a major pact with Ethiopia to repatriate over 100 Nigerian prisoners back to domestic facilities. She went to Ethiopia. Over 100 Nigerians there suffering. She talked to the Ethiopian people and airlifted all of them back to Nigeria into sanity. Hey, she is co-chairing a multi-billion-dollar international campaign alongside Italy to transform learning for children ahead of a major summit in Rome. This is the woman we are talking about. Hey, in her youth, she won several high-profile pageants, as you were told. And as the topmost diplomat in a country, she's angry. Flip. She trained as a lawyer from the University of Nigeria and some other universities, and later earned a master's degree in international relations and diplomacy in Spain. It's just a reminder. Now let's go into action. This is her. No who fell. Listen, no who fell. Papa. And upstairs is also working. She left all the beautiful things in her rich family and followed Dim Chukwu Emeka Odumegu Ojukwu as the leader of Biafra and went into the war knowing how risky it was. But they stood for a certain kind of. She has spoken. My brother, my sister, she says the government of Nigeria is getting ready around the round table to unleash a decision that will make South Africa never repeat this that they have done to Nigeria. In a 6-minute interview, listen to what she says into detail. Watch this.
It wasn't actually supposed to have started today. It's just that we were supposed to have rounded up the formalities today. The repatriation is on course. Mr. President himself has reiterated the fact that this aircraft must come to South Africa, and our citizens who are imperiled will have the chance of getting on this aircraft to be brought back to their country.
How many people are we looking at?
The figures keep increasing. There are several processes, as you know, that have to be undertaken by South African Homeland Security. They ensure that we screen our citizens who want to return. They also are part of the screening process. And once the citizens are cleared, they are given a paper that indicates that they are free to go. essentially. So once this situation started getting worse, the president directed that a crisis response unit be immediately set up within our consulate and also the Nigerian mission in Pretoria. So as things are, we have people in different provinces. We also have people who need to be assisted to get to the Nigerian consulate in Johannesburg. So we're in the process of all that, but the documentation, which is the most important aspect of this, has been done. That is absolutely untrue. Citizens are being harassed. Our citizens, their properties are being looted. Criminal actions are perpetuated on our citizens. The police refuse to do anything. The South African government has not come out strongly, firmly enough to condemn these incidents. So our citizens are imperiled. They are in distress. So they cannot be said to be illegal migrants. People who are doing legitimate business have their shops looted. They have their shops set on fire. Children cannot go to school because they are intimidated in their schools. So to say that Nigerians who are in South Africa doing legitimate business are illegal migrants is absolutely untrue. Nigeria is not happy because Nigeria has sacrificed much for the South African struggle for independence. Nigeria sacrificed quite a lot, committed funds, committed resources to aid South Africa. In schools, seats were reserved for South African students. My own generation, we carried placards. We demonstrated in front of South African assets. Sometimes we even got arrested for doing this. And Nigeria is a serious frontline state. And Nigerians are not happy about how they have treated us. They are not asking other migrants to leave. They're only asking black migrants to leave. Well, that is a situation that we are considering. This is up to our legislature. This is up to the highest. This is a decision that has to be taken at the highest level of government, but it's not off the table.
Are there plans on that way when these Nigerians come back to the country to actually, get them set up and start their life and get them back to society?
This evacuation is being undertaken with NEMA. We're doing that with various government agencies and parastatals to ensure that once they come in, they can be rehabilitated.
This is the pretty-faced Bianca Odumegu Ojuku Ne Onu. Did you hear? Nigerians are mistreated, other foreign nationals, Nigerians who are in legitimate businesses are being harassed, their businesses touched. Nigerians beaten on the streets of Johannesburg. Their children cannot even go to school. Yet, in the days when Nigeria was everything, South Africans were reserved seats in almost every classroom in Nigeria, giving homes and giving free food. Nigeria is angry. And when she was asked, is Nigeria going to retaliate? You heard what she said. She said that is not off the table. In other words, we are considering it, but it has to come from the highest level of legislature. Information reaching us is that South African businesses will be targeted in Nigeria. Information reaching us is that South Africans may not necessarily be targeted in Nigeria, but it is not a guarantee that some citizens will not take the law into their own hands, even though the law in Nigeria will fight them truly, true and true. Unlike in South Africa, where Ramaphosa is paying lip service to this nonsense. He's an idiot. Ramaphosa, no common sense. They sit back and pretend They don't like what is happening. Yet they don't unleash the national resources to fight this. People walk on the streets and they say it is a peaceful demonstration with spears, clubs, shields, and spears. Are you going hunting? Who are you hunting? Which squirrel is on the street? Which gazelle is on the street? Well, maybe it will take Nigeria to stop this foolishness. And when Nigeria says it will do it, despite all the other things about Nigeria, Nigeria will make it happen. We hardly see Nigerians flying planes to go and bring their citizens. Our brothers have been pushed to the wall. Now they are beginning to fight back. My prayer is that this will not escalate, much as I want to see an end to this madness in South Africa. South Africans cannot be more violent than Nigerians. It's not true. It's not true. There's no Boko Haram in South Africa, but there's one in Nigeria. Our prayer is that this will not escalate. I pray that it will just end with the economic war and South Africa will bow. Because there are businesses of South Africa right there in Nigeria, in the oil sector, telecommunications, and even more. Recently, Ghana flexed its muscles and pulled out a South African company, in fact, a mining magnate called Goldfields, and it hurt them bad. If Nigeria, which is one of the biggest economies in the world, decides to press the panic button on South Africa, my brother, it will be nasty. Congratulations to Nigeria. I think you have been patient, but it is also time for Nigerians to put respect on their own country called Nigeria. I don't think Nigerians are respecting their country enough. Nigerians all over the world are running away from the Nigeria tag. They change their names. They are no more Odumegu, Ojuku, Ono. No. They are something else. They pick up names from the area and they think it's smartness. No, it's a betrayal of your sovereignty. Hey, there's a saying in Hausa that I love. It says, no matter how wretched your father's house is, you never point at it with your left finger. You know why? Because in Africa, to point with a left finger means disrespect. We don't greet people with left hands. It's always the right hand. No matter how wretched your father's house is, you never show a disrespect. On that note, I would like to say thank you so much, Nigeria. It's the Black Pot, aka Kukushonamo. Our prayer is that South Africa will get wiser and embrace the true spirit of Ubuntu. Or else, the road we are trodden will be nasty. South Africa is sowing the wind. Nigeria will water it and give it more fertilizer so they will reap the storm. It's the Black Pot, aka Kukushonamo, where we speak truth to power. Hey ya! Hey you! Hey! Why? Why yo!
Sometimes you just need a moment for yourself, a moment to slow down, feel the water, and let the day fade. Tesori is more than just a shower. It's a moment of pure calm, smooth, creamy, and relaxing. With forest therapy, Persian dream, royal oud, thalassotherapy, ikigai, fior di loto, and karma, all in convenient 500 milliliter bottles. There's a Tesori scent to fit every mood, every moment, every kind of you. Feel the lather on your skin. Breathe in the aroma. Let stress melt away and just enjoy the calm. You don't just feel clean. You feel refreshed, confident, and yourself. Tesori d'Oriente. Luxury is a feeling. For bulk purchases, contact Daddy Ash Limited on 0244 772599.
Tesori d'Oriente.
Blackpot. Cuckoo show, man.
It's the Black Pot, aka Kuku Shodomo, where we speak truth to power. Yes, please share the broadcast, hit on the like button, and make sure that you are perpetrators of this good news. It's the Black Pot, aka Kuku Shodomo, where we speak truth to power. Story number 3. Watch this. Ghanaians stealing traffic and street lights. Wow. Well, it's in the news. Honorable Kwame Govins Agboja is the minister who is in charge of our roads and beyond. That's him. Honorable Kwame Govins Agboja. He's also an MP. He has spoken. And you saw the code cut earlier. Watch this. The irony is that even the traffic light in front of the police headquarters was stolen. And this is Govins Kwame Agboja, Minister for Roads and Highways. My brother, we spoke with him before we got into the studio. He didn't want to be recorded, but he gave us all the information we needed. My brother, my sister, patriotism is beginning to elude us as a people. Economic hardship should never drive us towards being unpatriotic. Moreover, the country is doing well. Internationally, everybody is praising Ghana. The economy is doing so well. My brother, my sister, if the economy is doing this well, and we still go about stealing street lights, stealing traffic lights, and thronging the whole country into darkness, what are we doing to our country? Look, right here in Ghana, there are so many people who are buying metals, what we call scraps. And it has become the business of so many unemployed young men and women, especially my brethren from the north, especially the Dagomba guys. And it's a good business. A lot of them are making money. Anytime I see these class people around, I only need to greet them in Dagbani and all of them respond. It has become a business for my great Dagomba people. And for me, I think that it is beautiful. Where it gets ugly is when we have to cut bridges, cut down traffic lights, cut down street lights, just to go and sell to the Chinese at the harbor. My brother, my sister, then we are in trouble. Now, this is what is happening according to the Minister of State. He said, some of these young men who parade themselves as scrap dealers, they dress like traffic light engineers employed by the electricity company of Ghana. And then they hold screwdrivers and all that as if they are fixing a certain street light, especially in the daytime. They bring it down and then they pretend they are fixing it. They have to carry it away, fix it and bring it back when they are actually stealing these lights. Even in front of the police, they do it. And unsuspectingly, the police think that, oh, these are people who are working on the street light because they dress in the overall and they hold some of these tools. Now it has come to light. My brother, my sister, the police is going to start asking people for ID cards. Especially people who come around pretending to be fixing street lights and traffic lights. It costs the nation a lot of money to do this. I was speaking with the Deputy Minister of Energy just last month, and he told me, Blakk Rasta, we have spent millions of American dollars providing street lights, only for us to return after 2 months, and the whole street is dark again. And when we checked, a lot of the lights were stolen. We hear these are energy bulbs. So a lot of these are so expensive. If you have about 5, you make quite some good money. My brother, my sister. And in some cases, they cut down the whole light pole to sell as scraps. Imagine. Lights that we bought with so much money. My brother, the police will not be able to stem out this. It is a problem of patriotism. Yes, it is economic, but patriotism is key. No matter how hungry a father is, he will never eat his own son as food. No matter how hungry a lion is, you will never see it eating grass. No matter how hungry a patriot is, he will never sell out his country and eat it as food. Because you see it as part of you. Hurting it, you are hurting yourself. We haven't reached that level yet. In Ghana, we see our country as another byproduct. The more we hurt it and steal from it, the smarter we are. And it's in so many other African countries, Nigeria, Togo, La Côte d'Ivoire, we see people stealing from the nation and people clap for them as smart people. How on earth can young men go out on the street and steal things that cost the nation so much money to plant for our own comfort? Now you are walking on the street and everywhere is dark. Meanwhile, traffic lights were put there. The president recently talked about it too. We are the same people who come out and threaten politicians that we are not voting for them because the roads are dark. Yet we steal the light that is supposed to illuminate these areas. Well, Governor Abuja has spoken that even street lights and traffic lights in front of police stations are being stolen. I'm going to conclude by saying that the only way forward is patriotism. The policeman cannot keep running after these people. A lot of them they can't even find. But when we instill patriotism in these people, have community farms, community jobs for all these people and stop playing politics with them. When the youth come and make noise, we give them something small, as if they will not need anything again. A few days later, they are back again, making noise. There's an African saying I'll close with. It says, the child that is neglected by the village will ultimately burn down the village in order to keep warm. It's an African proverb. And you know what that means? If you don't take care of a child, symbolically, love is warmth, isn't it? When you show people love, they say you have warmed up to them. Warmed up to them. Love is warm. It's not cold. When they say somebody is a cold-hearted person, it means that person has no love. He was cold towards me. He didn't show me love. Oh, he was warm. So when a child is neglected, he is devoid of love. So he is what? Cold. And everybody needs love to keep warm. So he will burn down the whole village in order to keep warm. Don't let us give the youth the opportunity to go wayward. It's time for the Ministry of Youth and Employment, in fact, to start something more creative. Rather than just sitting in the offices and saying, oh, we have 2 million people who are unemployed, and then we are going to put them in a certain portal, and then we are going to, no, sir. They can employ themselves if you empower them. I leave it here. No more comment. It's the Black Pot, aka Kukushonemo, where we speak truth to power. Story number 4. Watch this. Chairman WONTUMI'S lawyer finally abandons him amidst plea deal. Hey. Very soon, there will be a judgment on Chairman WONTUMI'S illegal mining issue. The Nimri Forest, destruction of the environment. I honestly feel sorry for Chairman WONTUMI. But he deserves everything that is coming his way. He was arrogant. At a point, he thought that he was a god. He was a man who worshipped money. He was a man who saw nothing valuable about anything except money. His lawyer, veteran lawyer, veteran legal litigant, Andy Apiakubi, the bespectacled man, has been standing by WONTUMI all this while. He goes to court with him. He comes out and he makes statements left, right, and center all this while. Judgment Day is just around the corner. And you know what he's saying? Watch the code card. Andy Apiakubi files to withdraw as counsel for Chairman WONTUMI in the Samre Boy mining case ahead of court's July the 3rd judgment. A few days to Judgment Day. A few days to the match, the coach has resigned. A few days to judgment, the lawyer has resigned. We know why, but we want you to know why too. First and foremost, let's hear from the horse's own mouth. He spoke on Asempa. Courtesy Asempa. Watch this.
And come a picture say, Ube back to no proceedings in a
sure.
Even those cases. I can share with you the record of proceedings in the cases. But Xenophobia Bonti, can some be referring to more, but can we honestly convict on the records? Now, I know the NTV calling him.
Fortunately, the record is what is before the judge.
Yes.
If the judge will not be minded.
And I always cry that I pray that the court is a court.
Yeah.
That is my prayer. The only prayer that I do, they say, let us see a court making a pronouncement based on evidence.
Yeah. The evidence before the
court.
And not what is
outside the court. And not at the whims of somebody who is outside the court. Now you here, where you miss my, why here the
in the for Samra Boy the end of the year, we are all waiting for July 3rd court. Yes.
I have filed a motion.
What file a motion?
I filed a motion
to arrest the judgment.
Not to arrest the judgment. I don't have that power.
Okay.
I have filed a motion to withdraw from the case. Withdrawal from the case. I have cited my reasons.
Who is withdrawing from that case?
Myself
as a lawyer.
As lawyer.
Who withdraw from?
I'm withdrawing my legal services.
Case
in the case.
Yes. We are judge. Then
yes. At any point.
I know.
I have a right.
What reason here then?
My reasons are in the affidavit, and we will take that motion on Monday, so I will not discuss it. But I have cried in the affidavit that as a lawyer, what I feel doing the case like that. Now, I know the prayer, no, and if cry, no, you know, for all of us as persons in the legal fraternity, now what do you feel?
No, withdraw here because of what you think would happen on July 3rd.
No, not what you think will happen. Anything, because I pray that the court should be a court. Now, your decision, then I will come and I'll comment on the decision. But before then, I'll sound this warning. Someone might have any penny because you have any penny more. It stays with us, and it will also be, we will be confronted with it in course of our time.
FM.
And you'll be, you'll be for. Injustice to anybody is injustice to you.
To everyone, I agree. But lawyer, why would you do a case? You go through all the initial stages. I go through trial. Judge, I'm at data or then a judgment. Now I withdraw. I file application to withdraw.
My lawyer, I check
yes.
My share proceedings are
okay.
Anything say me who sent to be a free abontia. I smell it. And if some cases near my days of proceedings. Was it name was it notwithstanding?
I was over.
Or chap adding. Okay. And no one case here in Ghana.
That's a summer boy case. They say somebody was shepherding the case. Giddy.
Just a giddy. I say wouldn't who make me. So what's and then me another case was a cry. We case no 2 o'clock court.
Really?
I'm telling you.
That's what the judge was doing.
We are going to talk about this now. Bar Association. I'm going to petition the Bar Association also. Say, Bar Association, can we sit and let this go on in Ghana within our jurisprudence? And do we want to turn our courts into persons, institutions?
Yeah, but the Bar Association may not have jurisdiction over the judge.
No, but indeed, Bar Association can speak about it.
Okay,
me,
you want them to
say,
speak about it.
Me and Mika say,
yes.
I'm speaking my mind. And I want whoever wants evidence to confront me, and I'll show him the evidence.
But if that was the conduct of the judge, I don't know, I won't petition Chief Justice, Mom.
Well, one option.
Okay.
The other option is that I'm withdrawing and stating the reasons why I'm withdrawing.
Why you are withdrawing
and I'm going before the same judge to state my reasons of resigning before her.
From the case. Before judge.
Yes.
Even before the judgment, Bebano.
Yes.
Who withdraw from the case.
Set me reasons of withdrawing before her.
And your client is aware self person will withdraw.
Yes, but my client.
And none the reaction here.
And I'm home. Obi, me one person. You obi boni na meti ho na me bi yamya. I don't like it. Say you obi boni na meti ho.
In this case, why any boni?
Okay. Generally.
Okay.
Obi me so and I'm sanity. We am boni a. We dey me obi. Because I think that is a way to also teach you to learn. And to be careful because it will be before you. But I'm withdrawing. I'm going to state my reasons for withdrawing.
In court?
Yes, in court. Monday
I'll be there. Monday. No, Monday I'll be there.
Yes.
But on the plea bargain request, how they come age, you know, and not there you would be on.
Yes, we will.
You do that.
We'll be on. Yes.
And they won't withdraw.
Indeed, there's another case. Someone bueno criminal court.
Yeah, criminal court.
I'm still in it.
And your womb still.
I'm still in it.
And with
his name is lawyer Andy Apiakubi. Well, he said that he doesn't think that the case is going, the trial is going the way he expected. He thinks that his hands are being twisted. He thinks that they are being rushed to do the case. And what he is smelling from the case, he doesn't like it. For that matter, he has decided to step aside as the counsel of Wontumi. Now there's a lady who is sitting on the case. But we all remember that this is almost like a fast-track court. The president has said that a lot of these cases are dragging. And for that matter, we remember when Justice Francis Archibonga Apangabuno, this gentleman here, so much integrity. All judges, past and present, vouch for his integrity. He's called Justice Francis Apangabuno Archibonga. It's one of the reasons he was brought in to handle some of these cases, to fast track things. Because some lawyers have a penchant for dragging and stonewalling, pussyfooting a lot of cases, just to buy time, so their political parties and cohorts can come into power and use political power to subvert the cause of justice. Well, lawyer Andy Apiakubi says that he doesn't like the way the lady judge is handling the issue, and he's been rushed, and he thinks that his client is not being done justice. And for that matter, when somebody is not doing him justice, he gets hurt and he wants to retaliate, and he will retaliate. He said he's written an affidavit to the court, and on Monday we will be in court to listen to him, the reasons he decided that he's out of this case. Is he smelling a rat in the kitchen? Is he smelling something? In what he said in the interview, he said, that is why we have political parties say they did it to us. So when we also come back into power, we would also do that. And his prayer is that it should be a court that is going to take the decision on the 3rd of July and not a political party. This is deep. So for him, all in all, he doesn't think it's being served justice by the court from the interview. And he is presented his affidavit to the court. On Monday, we will get the details. But at least we have a general view of why he's abandoning his client. In this case, he's handling other cases for him. And interestingly, remember we broke the news to you about a couple of weeks ago, and we are always ahead of the rest. Chairman Wontumi has gone for a plea deal. This is Chairman Wontumi. And the courtcasts are all over the Ghanaian media. Wontumi seeks plea deal in 30 million Ghana cedi Exim Bank loan fraud case at Accra High Court. His counsel writes to the Attorney General. We told you this. Wontumi went to Iyoko begging that, he wanted a plea deal. And Iyoko said, you know what? Go to the Attorney General. They go to the Attorney General, and then they say, what a plea deal. Attorney General said, this is not a house to cut plea deals. Go to the court and do that. Iyoko has been able to trace the alleged stolen money from Exim Bank by Wontumi and his cohorts, my brother, my sister, to a bank, the source, and has frozen it. Now, Iyoko has seen it, but Iyoko needs to go to court to prove that this is the stolen money and it is here. And Wontumi has come to say, okay, I want a plea deal. In other words, he's almost accepting that, yes, you have a case against me and I'm ready to pay the money. But would they just accept the 13 million and let him go? No. Iyoko is pushing for interest on the money and much more. And he has to also come out and tell the whole world that he's guilty. He's a fraudster and a thief. These are some of the things we are hearing in the vineyard. What you call the grapevine. This one is a whole vineyard. My brother, my sister, is Wontumi accepting finally that he's a fraudster? Is he accepting finally that he has stolen money? That he wants to return? That is what Iyoko and the Attorney General are seeking to have on record. We won't just give you a plea deal. We want you to accept that you stole the money. 2, that you are a fraudster. False pretenses, you got this money from the state. Will Wontumi accept it? Well, this was what the lawyers wrote, and it's in court. This, the Republic versus Bernard Enkwibosiakon, aka Wontumi. We hereby notify the Honorable Court that the first accused person herein has, through his counsel, Mr. Andy Apia Kubi Esquire, in a letter dated June 5, 2026, to the Honorable Attorney General, made a request to initiate a plea negotiation in respect of the charges in the trial. That's it. And it's signed. Plea deal. Iyoko is doing a great job. The Attorney General is doing a great job. All these accused people, in one way or the other, are looking for plea deals. I don't have the permission to mention names. And all these accused people going to court, my brother, they are all seeking plea deals. It is dragging, partly because the Attorney General and the Minister for Justice is insisting you must accept that you stole. We don't just take the money and let you go. No, we put it on paper that you stole. You did A, B, C, D. And you pay interest on top for the good people of the nation. It's the Black Pot. A.K.A. Kukushonomo. Chairman Wontumi, come here. Come here. Chairman, it looks like the road is ending home. I wish you all the best. If you are innocent, may you walk. If you are guilty, we will visit you in jail. Dash. It's a Black Pot, a.k.a. Kukushonemo, where we speak truth to power. When we return, we have a final story. Hey-ya! Hey-yo! Hey! Woyo!
Blakk Pot. Kukushoda, man.
It's the Black Pot, aka Kukushoda, where we speak truth to power. Please subscribe to the channel. We are called Black Empire Media, and hit on the notification bell so that each time we are on, you will be reminded to watch. And again, oh my God, if you have a story you want us to follow up on, our numbers are scrolling on the screen. Pick up the numbers and do business with us. Maybe you, yes you, you have a business you want us to advertise. This is the biggest network online that deals with Pan-Africanism and patriotism. We are number one because of you. We appreciate you and we love you. All right? Story number 5. Watch this. Final story. Black stars of Ghana run to Prophet Adum GHANAIANS for help. Jesus. Hey, the Black Stars of Ghana, they are so respected. We love them. They are wonderful. From the days, the Black Stars have always shown courage. Oh my God, good football. We dominated African football for a long time, even though it was not all the time we won accolades and laurels. Everybody knew that Ghana was a football nation, great and strong. At a point we were even called the Brazilians of Africa. And it was all a certain ode to our football play. Many people thought we were symbolizing our football. Samba football, as done in Brazil, where you dance around the ball, you know, throw one leg here, and then, you know, before the opponent realizes you are gone. That's Samba football. My brother, my sister, we are the likes of Amidst PLEA. We are Tony Yeboah. Oh, Prince Polly. Oh, Samuel Osei Kufuor. And many more such brilliant names in our football. Of course, if you want to go back further, we remember Joker. We remember, oh my God, many more. Baba Yara and the rest of them. My brother, my sister, the Black Stars for some time lacked some power up front. In other words, the Black Stars seems to lose some amount of steam in its football. Many people say we have not given so much energy to our football. We have relegated the football to just commercial money. We are just growing the players to go out there and play for different countries. Just before we went for World Cup, we sacked our Ghanaian German coach and brought in a different coach who is working on one of the most important aspects of football, especially the World Cup: sovereignty, teamwork, togetherness, unity. Now, Kofi Adams is the Minister of Sports. Before he became minister, not many people knew that he was interested in sports. He's never been a sporting person, at least in the public's eye. We've never seen him play football. We've never seen him make comments about football and all that. But this is the guy. His name is Kofi Adams. And he seems to be on top of his game. He's making sure that the sports in Ghana is working. Now it's time to go to the World Cup. We have sacked a coach and he's giving so many good reasons why the coach must go. And then they brought in another coach. After the initial critique, it looks like Kofi Adams is ready for action. But he didn't leave everything to just the physical. Go kick the ball and score. In the days of Muntaka Muhammad Mubarak, the budget of the sports ministry had money that was reserved for spiritualists, malams with Bansere. In the days of Muntaka Mubarak, they paid spiritualists to pray for the Black Stars so that they would go on and conquer. It looks like Kofi Adams also believes in that. But instead of taking the nation's money and paying spiritualists to pray, he decided to take money from his own pocket. And he went to see a man of God that many Ghanaians believe has the largest congregation in the whole country. My own very good friend and big brother, Prophet Adum GHANAIANS. And that's it. It's a cartoon. There's olive oil sitting on the table. And then there is spiritual CEO of Black Stars, Adum GHANAIANS. the nation's intercessor. Say, I bless you. No red card, no injury, only goals and glory. And Kofi Adams is saying to himself, Lord, let the blessing trend worldwide. Our church, we pray, God plays, God wins. Hallelujah. Did you see that? In our church, we pray, we allow God to play, and then Ghana wins. When you come down there, you see black stars to the world. And then you see something like a calabash sitting there. And it says faith, passion, and something else. My brother, my sister, there is something on the other side. Vision 2026. And it's a crystal ball. You know what the crystal ball is? It is used to foretell the future. The cartoonist is very good and smart. He's captured everything. And this is from Ghana Web. He says, side effects of blessings. Opponents get confused. Referees are blinded. And goals multiply. Hallelujah. That's the soft part of the whole thing. It's hilarious. Come back, come back. You see, that is what we are looking at. And look at the side. That's the FIFA World Cup waiting to be brought to Ghana. It's been won already in the spiritual room. And this is Kofi Adams. And he's holding his prayer card. World Cup mission. He says, qualify. We have qualified. And then some other things. Oh, everything. Oh my God, have mercy. Is ticked. Right now, it's left with bringing the cup. The cup is already sitting here in Ghana, in ADOM KYEI-DUAH's church, Second Chance, Philadelphia. Not many people outside Ghana might know this man. Can I run your doors here? This is the man. Look at his mustache. He's like Moses. When I speak with him, he says, Black Rasta mi bompaya mawate. Ya mi besha wate. Upema sem Mr. Mepewasem. This is ADOM KYEI-DUAH. I truly love him. He said, since he started his ministry, there's only one man he has granted an interview to. The whole world, because he doesn't grant interviews. But the Lord told him to grant me an interview. I've been the only man for all the years he's been in ministry. From when he was a young man till now. Only one man has ever interviewed him. And that is me. Run the dossier and watch this as it unfolds. Now his full name is Stephen ADOM KYEI-DUAH, prophet. He's a prominent Ghanaian minister, televangelist, and spiritual leader. He is the founder and general overseer of Believers Worship Center, BWC, also known as the Philadelphia Movement or the Second Chance Church, known to his large following as the Voice of God or the 8th generation prophet. He leads one of the fastest growing religious movements in Ghana, in my opinion, in the whole of Africa. He was born on Monday, just like me. Maybe that's why he loves me so much. March 4, 1963. He's 11 years older than me. So he's my big brother. And he was born in KJB, located in the Oti region of Ghana. Hey! When he was 20 years old, he moved to Nigeria. Now, according to his ministry's history, he climbed to the peak of Sobi Mountain in Ilorin, Kwara State in 1988 when he was 25 years. Following a 40-day fast, he reported an encounter with the angel Philadelphia, receiving a divine covenant for his global ministry. He returned to Ghana and established a church very early. It was a fellowship, my brother, my sister. And in the 1990s, he formally got rooted in his ministry in Kumasi before expanding nationwide. the Philadelphia movement and massive auditorium. The prophet operates a multifaceted ministry from his main base in Kumasi, which includes the Second Chance TV and Second Chance Church. Oh yes. Now, to accommodate his rapidly growing congregation, his movement constructed a 25,000-seater mega church auditorium in Pokwase, Katapo, near Accra. No church has this capacity in Ghana, except that. The facility stands as one of the largest church structures in West Africa, the whole of West Africa. The prophet is highly regarded by his followers for substantial acts of financial support, notable charitable initiatives, including when there was a market fire and people were stealing money, SEDINA and the rest. You know what he did? He donated 2.2 million Ghana cedis to support 116 church members who lost their livelihood and businesses in the devastating Kantamanto market fire. 116. He distributed a massive financial relief package totaling $3 million American dollars, an equivalent of 42 million Ghana cedis, across various church branches to help members handle economic hardship in the days of the COVID and beyond. That's what he did. 3 million he gave to his church members. Prophet ADOM remains a constant topic of public discussion in Ghana. His sermons and declarations frequently go viral on social media platforms. Yes, and this is what we are talking about. His influence reaches into international sports and politics as well. For instance, high-profile figures and government ministers have publicly visited his church to seek spiritual blessing for Ghana's national football team, the Black Stars. And that is where we are. Look at this. Baumia, while he was running, was there. Many more went to see him for blessing. High-profile Ghanaians, actors are there. This is Kofi Adams, Minister of Sports. He went to see him. Philadelphia! Watch what happened. Watch this.
This match will be played in Canada, in Toronto. And we are going to face Panama on this match.
Yaba second one, no Boston. England,
So the next one, we are going to face England.
Now, third one, group stage, winning baby Ayebebo. Born in Philadelphia, America.
And our third match will be played in the US of A, in Philadelphia.
Menye osofo ena menye odifo na so menim se nyankopon ahihye yanya be pie hei a Philadelphia eye kro a eka bebia ye bo match.
Yes,
Philadelphia nyame obeje yen team no ama yakoye nim.
Amen. Although I am not a pastor and neither am I a prophet, but then coming here, which is known as Philadelphia, and we playing our match in Philadelphia in the US of A, I believe that God will cause us to win.
Papa yenimemwa with the Eboa sports.
And Papa, we know the help that you've been rendering to the sports fraternity in Ghana.
Especially sports to do with persons with disability.
Now, the one said the woman did them our prano sports.
Yenim say, Papa me kind asem kakrano time na wo ko school na wo ankasa so sports no we ni je hu.
And we also know that once you were in school, you were a sports exuberant.
Amen.
Amen.
Yen suku sports ho nsem bebia mbofra no ehia sifri a grassroots sports na akofom
He met the prophet. He talked to the prophet. The church is called Philadelphia. Ghana's third match is going to be played in Philadelphia in America. And the minister believes that it is divinely connected. What did the prophet say? We called the prophet and tried to speak with him. Unfortunately, he was on the prayer mountain, so he couldn't answer. My brother, my sister, will this visit translate into anything? I have faith that the Black Stars will do well. And this is my reason. Now the coach knows that he doesn't have all the stars he needs. But he is instilling in them unity and the spirit of togetherness, which has been lacking in almost every Black Star squad. Number two, my brother, my sister, he is instilling in them the need to defend their sovereignty. He has said that they are there to entertain, and to win is the biggest entertainment. So they are there to win. But amongst the players, he's always talking to them about unity, togetherness, and the fact that they should look at Ghana. It's all about Ghana, not any individual. He said, we have brought you together, not because you probably are the best material that we have ever had, but because you have a heart that beats for Ghana in patriotism. Please defend your national colors. I am a stranger. I am here to help you defend. But the work will be done by you, not by me. I'm just there to guide you and supervise the work. We all remember in 1993, the Zambian team was preparing for the World Cup. It was going to play a qualifier against Senegal. This was the team. They flew all the way. In fact, a couple of the team members had matches to play and therefore they couldn't join the flight. One of them was the great captain, Kalusha Bwalya. Now, Kalusha Bwalya did not fly with the team. When the team took off, they refueled, continued the journey, and crashed. The plane crashed and was broken into pieces. Crashed and killed everybody on the plane. They had to rebuild the team with local players, including Kalusha Bwalya. The following year, 1994, there was the African Cup of Nations, Senegal 94. They went all the way to the final. They were not the best players, but they were the most disciplined and patriotically strong to defend their sovereignty and to fight for their members who died in that crash in the service to the nation. My brother, my sister, Nigeria beat them finally. They had the second prize or second place, silver. And we should have seen the tears. The whole world cried. Everybody wished they had won. But they came back later in 2010. My brother, my sister, exactly 7 years. Am I right? Or 17 years. 1993 plus 7, that's 2000 plus 10, 17 years. 2010. And you know what they did? They won the African Cup of Nations after going to visit the site of the crash, laying wreaths and praying for the dead. They were focused. These were the 18 people who died. Some of their pictures are here. But they went into the game full of patriotism to defend their sovereignty. If the Black Stars has this kind of spirit to go in there and it's all about Ghana, the sovereignty of the nation, I believe that their skills will be enough. Their talent will be enough. Their strength will be enough. But above all the strength would be patriotism. The Black Stars will go far. It's our prayer. We don't have the best team, but we have the best men to fight for our sovereignty. May the Black Stars do well. May the prayer of Adum GHANAIANS, my brother, my sister, help. I think Zambia, my attention has been drawn to the fact that Zambia actually won it in 2012, not 2010. 2012. My brother, my sister, it's our prayer that the Black Stars go far and bring home the cup so we can surprise the whole world and prove to the whole world that it is not only by skill and talent, it is also by the focusedness and prayer. May Ghana win. Already, Mexico and South Africa are playing, and we are told that South Africa is down by 1-0 against Mexico. We wish Africa all the best. Xenophobia or no xenophobia, Africa is still Africa. In the spirit of Ubuntu, may South Africa go far. It's the Black Pot, aka Kukushonamo, where we speak truth to power. At this point, I want to say thank you so much, oh my God, to our sponsors. Thank you so much to Tesori Doriente. Turn every single shower into a royal experience with Tesori Doriente. And of course, thanks so much to Millennium Insurance, your trustworthy partner. Make sure you are insured by Millennium Insurance. Okay? Our numbers are scrolling on the screen. Pick up the numbers and do business with us. If you have a story you want us to follow up on, we are most excited to do that. All right? All right. Let's see your comments, and we are done for the day. Osai Bedu says, come here. The Black Pot, a.k.a. Kukushonamo Powers. Sedu Isaka says, greetings from Tokyo, 3:20 Friday morning. Wow. Fatao Adams says, good evening, Black Rasta, more fire. Wild Omoto says, good evening, Black Rasta, more fire. Jason Strats says, fire, yeah. Nana Ojata AB says, fire, yeah. Eno Chirawo says, Black, please, I don't think you have been fair on SEDINA. Tell us why we are not. Okay? Just saying that we are not being fair is not enough. Tell us why you think so. She's been convicted by a court of judicial competence. We've seen the facts. So please tell us, am I the one who's not being fair, or is the court not being fair? Let's know. Because I'm saying exactly what the court said. Nana Ogumpawa says, my greetings to spiritual president Nana Obidiaba, more fire. Genesis Rome Holmes says, fire, yeah. Philip Yao Domejo says, patriotic general, my greetings to you. May Almighty God continue to guide you. Please, I want to know how far about the case of Gift Owari and the others. Well, we'll look at it and bring you updates. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Hopefully next week. Okay? More comments? Philip Kojo Jan Boedu says, God will not punish her for nothing. Of course, we don't want God to punish her for nothing, and God will not do that. Yes, we know that people will come out and say, we stand with SEDINA. We said it yesterday. But if you can protect your own thieves, be sure that others will protect their own thieves, and we'll have thieves all over the place being protected. Nana K says, I don't forget Abuga Pele. He suffered too. Thank you for reminding us. Philip Kojo Jan Boedu said the jail is the only punishment. Agbeshi Victor says, Black Rasta, good question there. Which question? Remind me. Nuhu Domwini says, let us know the real issue. That's great. Albert Fifia Gia says, fire, yeah. Alajibu Yurubu Shal Savulgo says, good evening, Black Rasta. Watching you live. More comments? And then we have Togbi Nyakeli. Yes, Chochofia, the 7th. He says, good evening, Blakk. Politicians have taken citizens for granted. They routinely embezzle state funds and flee the country. Taxpayers always bear the burden of their corruption. Why should it be this way? SEDINA should have been sent to jail immediately upon arrival at the airport. Yeah, I hear she's been prepared health-wise. They have to check her and make sure that she isn't bringing us diseases from America like they do there. And then she's been handed over to the prison service. She's supposed to be beginning. We'll find out if she has begun, and we'll let you know. Alajibun Yurubu Shasavugu says, Professor Blakk, may God bless you and give you what you want. Amen. Says, Blakk, keep the fire burning. Fire, yeah. Alfredo says, God richly bless you, Blakk Rasta. And bless you too, Alfredo. More comments coming in. We have Charlotte Agbeka says, first year. Thank you. Kofi Azuma says, greeting to my brother, Blakk Rasta, this Thursday. Charlotte Agbeka returns and says, Black Stars, better play, better than running to prophets. Kofi Azuma says, greeting to all my brothers and sisters right here. And Raskaba says, Assalamu alaikum, my big brother, Professor Blakk Rasta himself. More respect to you. And I pray that the Almighty Allah keeps protecting and guiding you every time, inshallah. Kofi Azuma says, everyone, and those who are here with Blakk Rasta, click on the like button and subscribe and donate to the channel. Henry Atia says, good evening, Blakk. I hope all is well. And he says, my greetings to the good people of Bolgatanga. La Wane, you respond, La Son. It's fire, yeah. More comments? The Patito 1 says, it appears the NPP is leading a lot of Ghanaians to jump the gun on this matter. Has the NDC government filed any process to end the case? Let's give the government the benefit of the doubt for now. And then Dan Mens says the NPP knows the legal process and the available liberties for the lady, so they are manipulatively conscientizing Ghanaians for an easy demonization of the NDC, which they have planned to unleash. Rap Thunder says, welcome legendary Blakk. Kofi Azuma says, Blakk Rasta, I am back from sharing this powerful live stream with family members and friends. Salute of patriotism. We love you. And says, Blakk, keep speaking truth to power. Nothing but the real truth here. And YM Jar says, oh, Blakk, is the judiciary not independent in Ghana? Why are you bringing JDM in as though he is the CJ? You appear to be falling for the bogus agenda of that party. Now, this is where you are getting it wrong. I didn't draw JM in. I said if he gives her pardon, that lies on the president, not the judiciary. Okay? Please listen. Thank you. Kofi Azuma says, keep sharing this live stream on all your social media platforms. We appreciate you. We take 2 more and we are done. Kojo Entry says, South Africa down by a goal. Exciting news. Yusuf Bongdana Hanif says, Xenophobia is down by 1. Azongore says, it's sometimes shameful to call yourself a Ghanaian looking at what is happening outside there. Look, even an old trainway has been cut in some regions to sell as scraps. What kind of country is this? Very wicked people are around. If we, the young men, can't build a country, then stop destroying what others have built. I like that, Azongore. Yes, train lines cut to sell as scraps. Muna Lavia says, good evening, family. David Kujawu says, Ghanaian leaders are not serious. Everybody's a thief. The leaders are thieves, and the children are also thieves. All are lazy and thinking of quick money only. Lawless society full of lazy crooks and citizens. Thank you so much, David Kujawu, for that. Famous Sir Max says his lawyer, Apia Kubi, forgotten Honorable Jachikwesin's case during the NPP administration. Okay? Ibrahim Sumaila is smiling. All right? Well, this is the final one. He says, JDSG, greetings, Blakk. We are live. Oyoy, our country or nothing. Daniel Ado says, N5. I don't know what that is. Kofi Azuma says, make sure All of you watching the live stream here will click on the like button and subscribe and donate to the channel. Ani Adonani says, good evening, Blakk Rasta. Great job. Thank you. And then Kofi Azuma says, Blakk Rasta, as the Black Stars move on in this World Cup, why would you come here to watch them play? Well, I'm here praying and watching them on TV. I'm sure that Ghanaians there, who we have encouraged to, would go there and then support. But we're also supporting from here. I'm so busy with the Black Pot and all that. At the right time, you'll see us in the US, okay? Then we have Dan Solomon, who says the SA team would lose miserably. Ras Harrison says, these guys are not serious at all. And then YMA Jar says, Blakk, video cameras are cheap these days. Why can't we include cameras in the street lights, traffic lights, etc.? Even referees are wearing cameras, as in the ref cam. Yeah, we have cameras in a lot of the places, the streets and all that. So the police would just have to open their eyes and do more of the watching. Yeah, I mean, cameras should be fixed. You can't do this in America and not be caught. You can't do it in China, Japan, Thailand, Taiwan, and not be caught. Why not here? Anyway, it's been the Black Pot, a.k.a. Kukushodomo. On behalf of my team here, love to one Ofori Prince, a.k.a. Oheneba. Love and respect to one Etonam Kore. Love and respect to one Lord Asore Batanda. And of course, to one Stanley Opare. I want to say thank you so much to the whole MCR team, and thank you so much to all of you. Please keep sharing the broadcast as we say bye-bye to you for today. We'll see you again tomorrow. Same time, 6 p.m. Until then, God be with you. Hey-ya! Hey-yo! Wayo!